just trying to get her out the shop, and now she here for what? To play team hero? Nah, bitch, we don't need you. This ain't Fortnite. You can't save us all. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about Black Ink Crew Chicago. I haven't reviewed this one in a while. I feel like I reviewed it before. I know I definitely was doing Black Ink, the regular one here in New York, but then I just kind of got overworked and I was just like, I can't do it because of my schedule at work at the time. So now I'm like, I got a little more time on my hands. I'm chilling, not really doing anything. So let's talk about Black Ink Crew Chicago. Why not? Alright, so it's just so much going on. So we got this new chick, I don't even know her name, but we got Lily. And Lily, she's just, I'm so over her. Like, I feel like she's just doing the most. She's trying to show that she's big and bad. And I just feel like she's so annoying. And the new girl, I feel like she's kind of fake because she's all talking about she's not a lesbian, she's strictly dickly, but if the universe says that it's okay, then she would go ahead and do what it do and be with a girl. I'm just like, girl, that means you're pretty much like bisexual. I mean, if you don't want to have a label, you don't have to, but don't be strictly dickly. Like, don't go hard for something that you're really not. You know, you just don't want people to say that you're bisexual or that you're a lesbian or anything like that. Like, girl. Now, Lily and Charmaine, like I said, they got into it. They had that crazy fight, and it actually ends up that Lily, she gave her like a black eye. Like, it was official, and I'm just like, well, hot diggity damn. And I just feel like Lily feels like she's jealous of her, and like, from what she said, she feels like Charmaine always had a silver spoon. And we do know Charmaine is like a rich chick. Like, I don't even know why she acts the way that she does. I feel like, I mean, I don't know if that's the person that she's always been, you know, even though, I mean, some people are wild regardless of if they had money or not, you know, and it kind of seems like that's how it was for her. But she does kind of seem like she's from the hood and she's from the ghetto and all that, but then when you look at her background, it's like so refined, you know. So it's like, damn, how you came out like this if your background and your family is like that? So I guess Lily is kind of like, you know, I had to fight for everything. It's almost like I said, it's like she's jealous of her or something. And yeah, she was just talking about how, oh, she was talking too much and I had to beat that B up and let her know and put her in her place. And Vaughn and Phor, I feel like they were just not really defending Charmaine. And I feel like Charmaine is closer to them. Like, they've known Charmaine for a lot longer. And I just feel like they were allowing Lily to kind of degrade her. I mean, she degrades herself, don't get me wrong. But for this particular instance, I just feel like they didn't have any loyalty and they're supposed to be loyal ink. When Charmaine walked into the shop, she was like pissed off because she's like, how is it that she's here? She shouldn't be here. She assaulted me. And Lily showed no remorse. She's just like, you got what you deserved. And maybe you'll think before you talk and stuff like that. And I'm just like, were we watching the same episode? Because I don't feel like Charmaine did anything out of character. I felt like Lily came at her crazy. If I remember correctly, I mean, this was like, what, last week? Lily kind of came at her crazy because first she was talking to Lily's cousin. Then Lily came, she was already mad hype because she already had a fight with Danielle for no reason. Like, Dad tried to attack Danielle. Well, not no reason, but, you know, they was having a little argument. She did try to attack Danielle. And then I feel like Charmaine was trying to be really nice and passive for some time until she started realizing, like, hold up, this girl's getting a crazy tone with me. So then that's when they actually started fighting. It wasn't anything else where Charmaine was trying to make you a little person or anything like that. I mean, y'all can let me know how y'all feel about that, but that's how I saw the situation. Phor, he got a call later on talking about his brother Donald, which is Don, was incarcerated. Well, he was pretty much in, I guess, central booking or whatever. I guess that's what they call it there too. For a DUI. I think here they call it DWI, unless, yeah, I mean, DWI, DUI, pretty much the same thing. You're under the influence. And so he got taken in for that, and they was like, if he needs to get $5,000 for his bail. If he doesn't get that $5,000, then he's going to jail. So Phor, being the good brother that he is, he called up the whole crew, trying to get some money together, because he's like, his money's tied up right now. So he got money from everybody and was able to go ahead and take Charmaine and, ironically enough, this chick Lily to go and get him out. And I felt like Don, when he came out, he was just like, well, yeah. You know, he looked like he was upset. Like, first of all, dude, this is your fault. Like, why you look so vexed? Why your face is all squinched up like that? You need to be happy and thankful and grateful that they was able to bail you out in time and smell that air and just be happy about that. But he just looks so mad. And I'm like, dude, do you know what your friends just did for you? Where's the gratitude? I mean, he did say thank you or whatever and said that he would make sure he paid them back, gave them their money back. But I don't know, I just felt like the way he was acting was just, he was so upset. And it's like, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And I feel like he does that constantly. Like, he keeps on getting this upset demeanor, getting so mad. And he pisses me off the most out of anybody in this show, because I just feel like he gets mad for stuff that he does and puts it off on everybody else. Especially Ashley. Like, she takes the most out of anybody. Like, she takes the shit from him. And I don't know how she lasted so long, but I'm happy that she's finally seems like she's putting her foot down. But I don't know how long it's going to last, because I felt like she kind of put her foot down a little something before, but she kind of brought it back up, you know? So Danielle, she ends up kicking out Terrence, and he said he's coming over to get some of his stuff or whatever, so she goes ahead, takes some of his stuff, his Jordans and all that, puts it in a barbecue and lights that thing up on fire. And I was like, well, okay, let's do a little Lisa Left Eye Lopez type of scene. All right, I see you, girl. Woman scorned. You know, of course he was upset about that, but he did end up later on getting right and doing the right thing. He ends up getting her like this nice little proposal with not flowers, with balloons, and that says marry me, and puts up these images on the projector of them from when they was younger all the way up to now. I mean, it was definitely a nice gesture, but I don't think it was something where it's like, oh yes, all is forgiven. I don't care that you did whatever, either ate this girl out or she sucked your stuff, you know, and everything is all forgotten. No, like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I understand how love works and everything, and it's easy from this side because it's not happening to say, okay, I'll forgive that person. But it's not like they have kids together. They're not already married. It's like, this is a bad sign. Like, you're falling into the Ashley zone, where he's done bad things while they were engaged, while they were together, and you take this person back and they do it again while you're married, and you wonder why it happens. How could you do this and we're married? Like, this person's not going to change just because they got a paper and a ring on their finger all of a sudden. I mean, for some women, that kind of attracts them even more. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. But like I said, she welcomes him back, and they look like they okay for now. So, she's just like, this is my man. Ashley, she went to see Phor to kind of talk about the whole DUI thing, and once again, he looked like he was upset. He didn't really want to talk about it. He was just like, it doesn't really matter. There's nothing to talk about. And she's like, I want to make sure that our son is okay because he's with you. And he's just like, it's nothing. She's like, well, maybe we should do counseling or something. He's like, he didn't seem receptive to anything. He just ends up like, this is a waste of time, and he was out. Later on, they did end up going to counseling, but once again, I just kind of felt like he was making it seem like she was the bad person, and she's trying to rub things off on him. I mean, yes, she has her flaws. I mean, she may have other things going on that we haven't seen, but what we have seen is the infidelity. And regardless to anything, cheating over and over again. And a lot of the way that she's acting, as she mentioned, is partly because she feels like she's not good enough. And of course, look at Cardi B's song. You know, she said, you got me looking in the mirror because you doing things inconsistent and, you know, all of that. You know that song, I don't even know what song it is right now. I can't remember the title. But y'all know what I'm talking about. So I kind of feel like that's the same thing with her. She's looking in the mirror like, damn, why am I not good enough for him? Why is it that he feels like he has to get sex from other women? He has to get this from other women. Like, what is it that I'm not doing right, or I'm not doing good enough? Is my body not good enough? Like, it makes you think about all these things, especially if that's the person that you're solely focused on, you know? So I feel like that's her issue. She probably has to kind of let him go and love herself again and kind of start from there. That's what it kind of seems like she needs to do. And I just kind of feel like her eyes are finally open. I don't know how long they're going to be open, but I feel like they're open right now. Ryan, he's getting his shop together, and Phor goes over to check on him, just kind of see what's going on with him. He does tell him he feels like he doesn't really know what he wants to do. He's kind of like in a standstill. They're not really moving at a pace that he would like them to do. He's giving up hours of time that he could be in the studio to get this stuff set up, and it's just, he kind of feels like nothing is happening. But I'm like, you know, even if you were to say, let me go ahead and join Ryan's team, like, yeah, Ryan's already established, people know him, but he's still getting things back together as well. And the only clientele he has, I mean, he has the name, but the faces, they're going to have to bring new clients for that particular shop. So it's kind of like he's rebuilding as well. He has people that knows the name of his shop, which is good. He also has people that are behind him, but there are people that came only for maybe Phor or Lily or whatever, you know, or Don. So, and or Van, you know, it's good that a lot of them do actual tattoos as opposed to Black Ink Crew New York, right? Or Black Ink Crew. And finally, the last scene that we pretty much had was that Charmaine, she goes to the shop, lets them know that she's the head bitch in charge right now because she's purchased the LLC for the company. So she's like, the first thing that she wants to do is she wants to eliminate Lily. She's bye-bye. And they're like, I felt like this was kind of like, yeah, she did something backhanded, but if you don't feel safe working with somebody, you feel like they want just jump off the handle, then why should you be forced to work with them, especially if it's something that these people are your friends, you've established a bond with them for so long. Why is it that they're okay to let her continue to be there? Why? Because she brings people in? Because she's a good tattoo artist? I mean, yeah, she is, but either they need to rectify the situation, make sure it doesn't happen again, and not have her continue to disrespect Charmaine, or I feel like they should probably like let her go or something. Because, like I said, Charmaine doesn't really feel safe necessarily working with her all the time. She's just ready to pop off like mad quick. And even right now, she's like sober. So it's not even we could say, oh, it's the liquor that was talking. Nah, because she's still doing the same thing. And then he was just like, yo, y'all need to, this is not cool. This is the same thing that Ryan did, trying to be in charge of everything. Well, obviously somebody has to be in charge because things ain't running smoothly. Things ain't really going the way they should. So there needs to be at least a boss, somebody to control everybody else, or everything's going to be going haywire. Obviously, it didn't work out well when you tried to have everybody doing everything. They feel like it crumbled when Ryan started to man up and try to take control, but nah, it was kind of like they were taking advantage a lot of times of his kindness. That's the same thing that happened with Caesar. A lot of times I feel like his employees did take a lot of his kindness for weakness, and he had to like eventually boss up, and that actually helped the situation. And look at him now, you know. So yeah, Lily was just like, well, you won't have to make me leave. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. Round 2. Boom boom. Alright guys, but that was pretty much the episode. I'm going to also do catfish, so be sure to stay tuned for that as well.